Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Shivani and thank you for stopping by. I have created this everyday peach monochromatic makeup look today. So if you're interested in how I achieved this look, please keep on watching. So I have already moisturized my face. Now I'm moving on to primer and I'm using the LA Girl Pro HD Color Correcting Primer. So this is a color correcting primer and I'm using it wherever I have pigmentation, like under my eyes and around my mouth and a little bit over my spots. And now I'm going to blend the primer. It will cancel out any pigmentation that you have. So and now for rest of my face, I'm going to use this Wet n Wild illuminating primer and I'm going to use this on my highest points for that natural glow. So I took a little bit of primer on my hand and I'm going to apply it with my fingers. I'm going to apply this on my highest points where I want to highlight. So on my cheekbones, on a bridge of my nose, it will give that natural glow to my face. Now moving on to my base makeup, I'm going to be using the Shopperelle concealer and foundation palette. Now this palette has all the shades of concealing, contouring, highlighting and everything that you need for base makeup. So first up, I'm going to be correcting some blemishes. So I'm going to take a little bit of darker base first to correct and cancel out the darkness. So I'm going to be taking this shade right here to cancel out some blemishes that I want. So girls, you can use any concealer or foundation that is a little bit darker for your skin to color correct any blemishes. I have applied concealer under my eyes, around my mouth to cancel out any pigmentation. So now I'm going to blend it with a buffing brush. Taking it day by day, it seems like you lost your way. Even when you win, it still feels like you. So you see how beautifully it has cancelled out any pigmentation that I wanted to cover. So girls, use any darker foundation or concealer that you have and you don't know how to use it for color correcting your dark circles or any pigmentation or dark spots. It just cancels out beautifully. Now after this, I'm going to move on to my foundation and I'm going to use the same palette and use my shade for foundation. I'm going to blend it with a buffing brush. So I'm going to use a brightening concealer from the same palette. I wish that you could see what I see. You're so much stronger than what you think. So now I'm going to blend the same concealer with the same buffing brush that I used for my foundation. And this concealer is so creamy and so buttery soft that it blends magically. It blends beautifully. Yeah, I'll keep you safe, I'll never let you go. When your heart is racing at the speed of light. So before moving on and setting my face with a setting powder, I'm going to use O2O liquid blush that I'm going to use on my eyes and on my lips also. As this is a monochromatic look, I'm going to use the same shade on my eyes, face and lips. So I'm using this one by O2O, and this is in the shade 01. So this is in the shade 01, and this is a very peachy, beautiful color. And I'm going to go with a peach monochromatic look. So I'm using this blush for my eyes, face and lips. So I'm going to take just half a pump of this because this is super pigmented and little goes a long way. Now I'm going to take a buffing brush and blend it in.
I want to cut me off before I get too deep. I'll run from you, 'cause all that I want is to save myself from you.
Now after I'm done with all the base makeup, I'm going to set. Now to set my makeup in place, I'm going to use the PAC HD translucent powder. This is a loose powder. I'm taking just a little bit on my Luxie brush, and now I'm going to set it with a setting powder. Now I don't want a matte look, so I'm not taking too much powder. I'm keeping it very natural and very dewy. I'm going to move on to my brows, and I'm going to use Wet n Wild brow pomade in brunette, and this is a really nice product and it is very affordable. So now I'm taking a little bit of product in this small brush that comes with the pomade, and I'm taking the product.
I keep thinking, yeah, that I need to heal. I want to run away, go somewhere new. I want to cut me off of you before I get too deep. I'll run from you, 'cause all that I want is to save myself from you.
Now moving on to my eyes, I'm going to take this peachy shade from the Revolution palette for my inner corners and brow bone. I'm going to take the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creme for my eyeshadow, as this is a very beautiful peach color. This is in the shade San Francisco, and I'm going to use this as my transition shade.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo and so much space. And when you're out there without care, I was out of touch.
Now I'm taking this smaller brush and I'm doing my lower lash line with the same color.
Does that make me crazy?
Now after that, I'm going to use the same blush that I used on my cheeks for my eyelids. Now I'm going to use a kajal as a liner, and later I'm going to smudge it with a brush. So I'm going very close to the lash line.
Come on now, who do you
see the difference?
I think you're crazy, just like me.
Now for a little bit more peachy look, I'm going to be using the Color Bar's Sweet Scarlet Blusher. Now for the lips, I'm going to be using the same NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in San Francisco. This is the peach one. I'm going to be using this first and then I top it off with the same blusher. I'm taking a little bit of that same blush on. Now to finish off this look, I'm using this liquid shadow from Nicka K, and this is in the shade Peach, and I'll just apply it on my eyelids. So I'll just change and I'll be right back. So here I complete my makeup look, guys. This is a very minimal everyday peach monochromatic makeup look. I hope you enjoyed this one and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. My daytime minimal monochromatic peachy makeup look. I hope you enjoyed this one. I have not used any lashes, any bronzer, contour or any full coverage base product. You can go ahead and do that, but this is my way of doing a daytime minimal makeup.